What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Jenks podcast. On today's episode, we are going to be giving you guys our power rankings, top 10 teams post free agency, heading into the draft, and also breaking down the big trade that happened yesterday between the Buffalo Bills and the Houston Texans. Diggs and CJ Stroud taking over the league next year. We'll see. It's going to be interesting breaking down the trade, who won, who lost, what it means for the Bills, what it means for the Texans. Let's get right into it.
Welcome to the Jenks and the Hammer podcast, bringing you the latest NFL news and insights from the perspectives of two die-hard fans. So sit back, relax, and get ready for some football talk with Jenks and the Hammer.
Here we go!
Before getting into the news of Stefon Diggs going to the Texans, the first thing we want to break down really quickly is the big news article that came out about, and big news segment, whatever you want to call it, about Rashee Rice getting in an accident while racing with a bunch of his buddies and just leaving the car. So basically, I got a notification on my phone, I think on Twitter. It basically said, car registered to Rashee Rice has been found. Rashee Rice is still like being looked for by the police. I was like, what the hell does that even mean? And then like it slowly snowballed, and it was released that he was in the accident. Then they were racing, and then the dash cam footage released where him and his buddies crashed into other cars, get out of the cars, and just walk away. They just walk away, leave the scene, just walk away in front of other people, see that other people are recording them, still just keep walking away. And I think that's a wild thing to do as an NFL player, especially as a rising young star that Rashee Rice was going to be, as Patrick Mahomes' number one weapon last year at the receiver side, at least. And he basically just threw his career away. That's kind of what it seems like so far. Hammer, what are your thoughts?
Don't be an idiot. I don't like it. Just stupid. I don't know. You're in his spot, in his position, hanging around people with that. I don't know. Probably a bunch of his buddies were in the car with him, and it looked like a group of them came out. And I don't know. Just be smart. And yeah, the video's disgusting to watch. You see him kind of like, I don't know. It's like probably like five of them, and they just get out of the car and they just start like walking away. Don't check to see if anyone's all right. Someone asked how they're doing. They're like, yeah, we're good. And just keep on walking. And yeah, he posted something on Instagram yesterday, like apologize, but like, I mean, I don't really think that does anything. That
it doesn't.
People that you hurt and just the way you acted, with the accident.
He basically just said, I met with the Dallas PD investigators. I'm gonna like fully cooperate with them and everything like that. And it's like, dude, it doesn't matter if you cooperate with them. Yeah, like what else are you gonna do? Just run, like keep running, and it just makes no sense. Like you saw what happened to Jalen Carter and his friend. His friend killed someone in a car accident while they were racing, and he was just a part of it. Like he was just the other person racing in a different car, and he almost got in legal trouble. You are involved directly with it.
And that also,
and you walked away.
Hurt his draft stock a little bit too.
Yeah.
But whatever. Rice, you're a bum. I won't be drafting you on fantasy anytime in the future. Maybe if you're still in the league in a couple of years or whatever. But yeah.
All right, Hammer. So what was the big piece of wide receiver news?
Diggs to the Houston Texans.
Yeah, Diggs to the Texans was just nuts. It's a nuts deal.
You got the trade details?
Yeah, so basically Diggs, I woke up this morning, saw the notifications, like this can't be real, right? This is ML Football or one of these little like fake accounts that are posting this. But then I see Adam Schefter, Ari, all these guys tweeting it, and Diggs is moved to the Texans for a second-round pick. The Bills receive a second-round pick in 2025, while the Houston Texans also receive a 2024, I think it's a fifth, and then a 2025 sixth. So they're giving up nothing except for a second-round pick next year to get Stefon Diggs and 2 draft picks. So this deal is a no-brainer for the Texans, in my opinion. I think the Texans are just adding, and they definitely have the best receiving core.
They didn't even give up a pick because they got a 2025 second rounder from Minnesota in the trade. So
it's an insane trade for them, and I think the Bills. It really just shows the Bills are just trying to get rid of them. That's all it is, because they're even taking on dead cap space to make the deal get done. So like the Texans are getting a receiver that isn't going to need to be paid a lot this year by them. And I think next year, that's when I think he's going to need a salary. So they'll probably just let him do whatever next year. Keep in mind, he's 30 years old already.
Yeah, the dead cap for the Bills is about 31 mil. And yeah, it just seems like that relationship between Diggs and Allen was, not healthy, not right. So you made the decision, is what it is. It's not, it's a loss for the Bills, but at the same time, like, you got rid of someone that wasn't the best in the locker room. And Diggs is not what he used to be. He definitely fell off a little
Yeah.
bit, getting old. He's 30 years old. So, Houston adds another piece to try to put together this win now mode roster. And yeah, it's going to be interesting to
And I
see CJ Stroud with all these weapons.
Yeah, like you said, like Stefon Diggs is his last play as a Bill that's gonna be remembered is him dropping a pass that could have put them in scoring territory against the Chiefs last year in the playoffs. And then also you remember like he started off there. He and Josh Allen were brothers. They both said like we're brothers together. We are best friends. We love each other, all that kind of stuff. Then you see throughout the last couple of years, he wasn't getting his targets that he wanted, and he started complaining and he started bitching and moaning, and you saw it just kind of snowballing on the sideline. It's like, dude, like Josh Allen like is trying to get you the ball. He's obviously not just ignoring you for any reason. But the Bills, obviously, they saw this as an issue. They didn't even tell Josh Allen that they were making that trade. So Josh Allen obviously was kind of blindsided. I'm interested to see what he says about it. But the move for the Bills makes sense. They're going to rely on Shakir, Curtis Samuel, and now probably a drafted rookie in the first round.
Yeah, they're definitely going to take someone with that 28th overall pick in the first round. Maybe they trade up for someone, Brian Thomas Jr., perhaps. But yeah, that's going to do it for this segment. Let's get right in.
Getting right into the power rankings. So we're doing our top 10 teams as of this moment in the NFL offseason. It's going to be bound to change for the next few weeks, few months. Obviously, as things change, a little bit more free agents get added, as well as the rookies getting added through the draft. So at number 10 for me, I got a team that was involved in this trade that we just discussed. The Buffalo Bills coming in at number 10 on this list. And the reason is going to be they still got Josh Allen. They still got James Cook. They still got Dalton Kincaid. They have Khalil Shakir, who's on the up. He's coming up. You got Curtis Samuel, who is I think he's better than Gabe Davis, I'm being honest. I think he's going to be able to be better than Gabe Davis was for the Bills. And I think that rookie receiver, if they're able to get a guy like, I don't even want to name names. If they get a guy in the first round that's one of these top, whoever, it's a deep class. You could say top 6, because there's going to be a good amount taken in the first round. If they get one of those guys, I think that's easily the top 10, 15 offense still. Their defense is going to be solid again, even though they lost a lot of guys, I know. But Josh Allen's still there, and I think he's going to be the glue that keeps the team in the top 10. Then, so I'm going to give my top 10, then Hammer's going to get his. We're kind of going to go like list down and then his list down.
Yeah, and
Number
keep
9,
keep in mind that I don't know Jenk's list. He doesn't know mine. So
so Hammer's a little
blind.
shocked right now, but anyways, this is a
You're a
great
homer
list,
though.
Hammer.
You like the Bills.
I'm not a homer though, but like
a little bit.
Anyways, number 9, you got the Bengals. Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, who knows what's going to happen with him? We don't really know. So I don't know that situation yet, so I can't really make a read on that. But I think that offense is still going to be solid. They did lose Joe Mixon. I was kind of debating taking the Bengals out of the top 10 altogether, but I think Joe Burrow is too good of a quarterback when healthy, and I think he'll be able to keep them together in this top 10 teams. Number 8, you got the Browns. The Browns have a solid team all around. And this year, I mean, Deshaun Watson obviously underplayed what everyone expected. But I think this season, he's able to develop a little bit more. Nick Chubb's able to stay healthy, be that ground and pound guy that they need. Now you see that they got Jerome Ford. I believe he's coming back next season. And the rest of their offense, they got Amari Cooper, who started to finally click in the offense. They just added Jerry Jeudy. They paid him a lot. I don't know. I really don't understand why they paid him a lot. But they have and Njoku. Njoku is a freaking dog. So this offense is great. And I think the Browns, once Deshaun Watson starts clicking, or Jameis starts clicking with the team, if Deshaun Watson doesn't start doing well, he comes in. I think this team can be dangerous with their good defense. Number 7, I got Hammer's best friend, Aaron Rodgers, at number 7, coming in with the Jets. The New York Jets, they had a great offseason so far. They've added some protection for Aaron Rodgers, which they're going to keep adding on in the draft, I believe. And they also added Mike Williams as a weapon for him. So I think The Jets here at number 7 makes a lot of sense because they're not better than a lot of these teams up top, but these 3 teams that I've named below them don't compare. When Aaron Rodgers is healthy, of course. If the same thing happens as last season, then it just would be awful for the Jets. Number 6, I got the Lions coming in as the first NFC team of this top 10. The Lions, they didn't really lose a lot this offseason, and I think they're going to add a little bit more in the draft. There's still a solid offense, still a solid defense, and as we know, Dan Campbell's a great coach, and I think he's going to keep coaching them up, and they're going to stay as a hot team the next season. Then, the second team involved in the trade today, the Texans are coming in at number 5. So, number 5 spot, that's not bad for them, and I think that's going to be a solid spot if they can improve a little bit. Who knows in this draft, because they didn't lose anything, right? They might move up a little bit more. But at number 5, they got Mixon coming over. They got Stefon Diggs, Tank Dell, Nico Collins, Dalton Schultz. They got a good offense over there. It's like CJ Stroud has all the weapons he needs. It's just up to him to kind of ball out just like he did last season. But I don't see him beating the rest of these AFC teams I have above. Number 4, I got the 49ers. Team added on a little bit.
Wow.
And I don't think they really dropped off at all this season. I really don't. Like, why would they be lower? You're saying wow, but
Why would they? I think they got to be higher.
Oh, okay. That's fine. I'm fine with that take.
Jeez.
I'm fine with that take, but they're at 4, and here's why. So the teams above them, obviously, I think are better, but this team, they still have the same coach. Shanahan's obviously a dog. We all know he's one of the best coaches in the NFL. People are scrounging up his scraps of coaching tree guys to add to their coaching staff. And Brock Purdy he's doing what he needs to do. They're a Super Bowl contender again, and the reason they're not at 3 is because the other NFC team got a little bit better than them in the offseason. Number 3, you got the Eagles. Obviously, adding Saquon Barkley is going to do a lot for their offense. They didn't lose much. They lost Jason Kelce to retirement, and I think wasn't it Fletcher Cox retired as well? Anyways, not a lot of losses there for the Eagles, and they added C.J. Gardner-Johnson back to the defense, and I think they're going to be a solid squad yet again this next season. Number 2, you got the Chiefs. The Chiefs, Super Bowl champions last year. Obviously, they're going to be 1 or number 2, but they dropped a little bit because now Rashee Rice is gone. So you're losing that receiver. You added Darnell Mooney, not Darnell Mooney. God, geez, mix him up. You added Marquise Brown. Marquise Brown's obviously a solid weapon for Mahomes. We all know that. Kelce is still there, but he's going to be a little bit older. Season older. He's going to be maybe a little bit slower. And I just think, I don't know, this first team just got a little bit better. The 1 seed, you got the Ravens coming in with Derrick Henry as their new running back in the backfield. Going to be the best running threat in the league next year with Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry on RPOs, on speed options, whatever you want to do. This guy, they're going to be able to do it in the backfield. You need solid linebacker core to go up against that, and to be able to contain, you need a good edge. So I see the Ravens doing a lot of damage next year, and I think they're going to add a receiver in this draft. In the free agents, they got a few more receivers left, so we'll see what the Ravens do. Hammer, what's your list? Let's get into it.
Can I react to your list though?
Yeah, let's hear it.
To have San Fran at 4 is crazy to me.
Nope.
I think they have the best roster in football.
Okay. Yet they haven't won.
And they added Leonard Floyd, Devondre Campbell, Malik Collins. They're just beefing up that defense, getting more bodies, getting better depth than they even had last year.
Yeah. That's fine.
They're the best team in football.
I think they're going to get Brandon Ayuk. Their offense is still solid.
Well,
they haven't.
Here's the thing, though. They didn't yet, though. They didn't. He's still on the team.
I understand, but they're at 4 for a reason. I think the other 3 teams are better than them next season. But I don't mind the take.
You to have Philly above is crazy.
Why? They got better.
That meltdown they had last year.
Yeah,
I mean, just because you bring in shiny new toys doesn't mean you fix it.
They broke apart.
They're good. They got better, but
they bring out in this new toy in Saquon Barkley, and now glued back together. So,
yeah, and they get a downgrade Bryce Huff and Hassan Reddick, right?
Yeah, I don't mind that. I think that's not a bad move for them.
Okay, and then the Lions at 6, I think is
a good move.
I don't think that's good. I think they got to be higher up.
Higher? Okay, that's fine. I'm going to say they're lower. I'm like, dude, lower.
They're a play away from playing the Super Bowl. They're a really good team. They added good offensive line, defensive line. DJ Reader
obviously
is a monster pickup.
they kind of
Carlton
collapsed.
Davis, they trade for Tampa,
They
another
they
secondary
collapsed.
piece.
They collapsed in the end of that playoff game. We obviously were forgetting about that. But
We're
the
not.
49ers are better. The 49ers are better than them.
Yeah, not
The
Philly.
Eagles, I'm gonna put better than them at this moment in time
All
because
right.
I think they're gonna come out hot. And second of all, I think it also comes down to record. I think the Eagles can have a better record because their division is a little bit less tough than the Lions division. I could see you guys sweeping the Lions this year. I mean, realistically, I could see the Bears
Yeah,
putting up
but then
one
I
win
don't.
against the Lions. Like
Lions,
I'm thinking,
yeah, and you got to keep
I'm
in mind
thinking,
too, like the Lions kept their coaching staff together, which everyone thought wasn't going to be done, and they did.
yeah. No, I know. But I'm saying like Ben's a great coach, but I don't know. I have faith in the Eagles. So I want to hear your
All right,
list. I want to hear
Eagles
your list.
fan, and then I think Buffalo and Cincinnati. Cincinnati didn't make my list. They're like 11, 12 for me.
Yeah,
You put
that
them
was
at
a tough one.
9.
That was a tough one for
I
me.
don't like that. And then Buffalo at 10. Nah, they're
All
just
right, so I
not
want to
top 10
hear
anymore.
the bottom of your list. I'll say the honorable mentions for me were the Dolphins and I'd say the Steelers. I was
The
close to putting the Steelers in there.
Steelers.
I was close to putting the Steelers in there. You want to know why? 'Cause I think
Jesus.
Russell Wilson fits into that offense extremely
There are
well.
so many
And
better teams than the Steelers, dude.
and I know the Packers. I know.
Yeah,
And
maybe.
who else? The Falcons? What are you gonna say? The Falcons?
Packers made the playoffs, made it to the divisional round, bud. And they
You gonna
only
say the
got better this
Falcons?
offseason.
What are you gonna say? The Falcons? What other teams are so much better than them?
Then the Steelers?
Yeah,
No.
that I didn't name.
Um,
There aren't any. There aren't
I
any.
don't know.
Other than the
I gotta
Packers.
look at a
The Packers are a
list.
reasonable argument. The Packers were a close one too, but I didn't
Reasonable.
put
All
them in
right.
there
Whatever.
for a
All right.
reason.
Then the
Let's hear your list.
Saints are 32. All right. Number 10 for
So
me.
angry.
They suck. But whatever. I don't care. You got shitty football takes. I don't really care. It's gone. I don't really care.
Continue.
Number 10 got the Dolphins. Added Shaquille Barrett, Jonnu Smith, Jordan Brooks, Kendall Fuller at corner, some O-line pieces, Jordan Poyer at safety. Made a lot of moves to already really talented team, fun team to watch. Yeah, they got to get a top seed to really do something in the playoffs because they can't do anything in the cold. But like this is a really good roster, really good coaching staff. So Dolphins at 10.
It's Tua though.
What about Tua?
He can't do anything when the big lights. The lights come on and get a little too bright for him. So
All right, Derek Carr. All right, number 9, I got the Browns. The Browns didn't do a ton this offseason, but you know what? They get Jameis Winston, the backup Deshaun Watson. I think Deshaun
Jameis.
Watson is the only thing holding back this Browns team and Browns offense. But you get Jameis Winston, that's not a bad backup. You bring in Zadarius Smith, bring him back.
dog.
Linebacker Jordan Hicks and Devin Bush. And of course, you trade and get another weapon in Jared Judy. Yes, he's overrated. Yes, that contract was a bit too much, but Jerry Judy is going to be a really nice number 2 receiver for Cleveland.
Yeah.
Number 8, New York Jets. Tyron Smith, Mike Williams, Javon Kinlaw, Hassan Reddick. Brought in some really nice pieces. Got some other linemen to protect Aaron. I think the Jets or Texans won the offseason, or not win the offseason, but I guess they won free agency. And this past month,
Yeah, they had a good offseason. They did.
March,
Mhm.
like the trades and the free agency, I think the Jets and the Houston, I think they are the 2 front runners right now. I like that what the Jets did a lot. They might be a little bit higher on my list. I am at 8. You had them at 7. But with the Jets, I got to see it to believe it because it's the Jets. Number 7, the Green Bay Packers. Playoff team
There it is.
from a season ago. Really keeping the whole roster together except for Aaron Jones. Bakhtiari, but Bakhtiari did not play. Everyone's coming back. And instead of, Aaron Jones, they bring in Josh Jacobs, who's an all-pro caliber running back and a Pro Bowl safety, and Xavier McKinney. Bring back A.J. Dillon, too. Keyshawn Nixon, back-to-back all-pro kick returner. This team's going to be really good, and I think they're probably going to jump these rankings even more because they have 5 picks in the top 100 picks in the draft, and they're just a really good drafting team. But, yeah, the Packers. And I think Jordan Love's just can continue to make that leap. Number 6, Texans, Danielle Hunter. They bring back Dalton Schultz. They make moves for Diggs and Mixon. and they get some pieces for the D-line. Texans, Packers kind of in that same boat for me. I know the Texans are kind of the more sexy team because they made the Diggs and Mixon, Daniil Hunter, and the bigger names, but two young teams that can do stuff because they've a lot of young players on cheap contracts, so they can go spend this money and make these moves. And hey, two young teams that now have playoff experience, and they made it deep last year. And so I got them at 6 and 7. Number 5, Eagles made a bunch of moves, like Jenk said. Saquon's the big one. They're definitely gonna be a lot better, but I definitely don't see them jumping the Lions, which is who I have at 4. They got better on the offensive line and defensive line. 3, Ravens, Derrick Henry, and of course they bring back Justin Matabuke, who was just, you had to bring him back after getting 12 plus sacks
He's a
at the
dog.
D
Yeah,
tackle
at the
position.
inside, yeah.
So, number 2, Chiefs, Super Bowl champs, like Jenks. I have them taking just a step down. We don't know what's going to happen with Rice. They get rid of Snead, so losing some pieces there. But they bring in Marquise Brown, a move that I called. I like that move. I think he's going to do really good in that offense with Mahomes. And then number 1, I got San Fran. On paper, they're just the best team, best roster in the NFL, in my opinion. Leonard Floyd is an upgrade over Chase Young. Devondre Campbell is a good. He's going to be the linebacker 3 when you really think about it.
Yeah, he's
depending
good.
on when Greenlaw comes back. But to have him come in, fill in for maybe the first half of the season, that's a nice move. Malik Collins, good D tackle, and they get some other young defensive pieces too. So yeah, that's my list.
Hammer, you were out here acting like I had the shit list. We had 2 different teams. That was it.
I know, but the rankings, I like to put Lions at 6 and Philly at 3, I think, and Niners at 4.
I feel like that's not
to
far
me.
off.
I didn't like that.
I don't know, but I feel like we're right there though. There's not a lot, like that's not a huge gap in between the teams. You kind of have them shifted back a little bit. Yeah, that's fine. I'm fine with that, and I'm fine with the Dolphins getting 10. It was kind of a flip flop between the Bills and them, but I just think
that you put. Yeah, I mean, you like the Bills.
I just like Josh Allen more than Tua. I do, and I think Tua,
the team
Tua
though,
obviously. Yeah, but I mean it does. Like Tua, obviously he's not like he doesn't perform in big moments well. Josh Allen does a little bit better, and I think that's why I have him a little bit higher than that. And I think I think they get a rookie receiver, and I think that trio is going to click. I think Khalil Shakir is going to come up, and I think they're going to have a good trio over there. And then the other team, the Packers, I'm fine with. Obviously, they're young.
To me, it surprises me that you have Houston at 5, and then it sounds like Green Bay doesn't even make your top 12, which is crazy.
I said they're one of the teams that could be an honorable mention for me. That's fine. I don't mind that.
Exactly.
But I just don't think,
so like 12 to like 14.
I think the AFC, all these AFC teams, like I think record-wise, the Packers could finish in a higher range in those teams, obviously, because the NFC is a little bit weaker, right? So they're gonna do a better performance than some of these teams in the AFC that I've named. I just think these teams are better. Like the AFC is such a highly competitive conference right now. All these teams are great, and I only put 3 NFC teams in this list, and there's 7 AFC teams. That's enough for one playoff seeding, and then the NFC team. So obviously it's going to be tough. I think the Packers obviously going to finish top. I think they'll finish top 5 and the NFC. If they don't win the division, I think they'll get the first wild card spot. But I think that's kind of a tough team to name as top 10 right now. They're young, so that's fine. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with you saying that they are top 10. But I think
What's that? What does that have to do with it? They're young, so they're not top 10?
Yeah, right now, at this very moment in time. The receiver group's good. It's a good receiver group, but I don't think they're better than some of these guys, like the teams I named on here. And I think their quarterback, Jordan Love, balled out last year. I'm going to give you, like I've said that all year on the podcast. Jordan Love played well, but I still don't think they're a top 10 team at this very moment. I think they could be 11, 12, 13. They're an honorable mention team, so I'll give you that. But I just don't. They're not part of my top 10 yet. But they'll prove me wrong. If they prove me wrong, I'm fine with that, Hammer. But you're taking it as like some major form of disrespect. I didn't just straight up say
a little bit for a team for what they accomplished last year, and for you to just be like, you know what? I just think they're too young to be on this list. Okay.
Yeah, I think they are. I'm fine. I'm fine with you disagreeing.
And to put a team, to put a team like Buffalo on the list, that like,
I'll put Buffalo on the list. 'Cause I
Lost
think
the
Josh
half
Allen's,
the half the
Josh Allen's
roster.
the top 5 quarterback in the NFL. Like Jordan Love isn't.
You're right.
So Josh Allen,
Jordan Love's top
his
10 with
team.
a better roster
And I
and
think
a better
Josh Allen's going
coach.
to have a decent roster
And a
coming
better
to
coach.
the start of the season.
Yeah,
I
but
think
that's not what this is, though. This
Bills-
is
yeah, at this very
pre-draft.
moment, I still think the Bills are a better team
Wow.
because of
All right.
Josh Allen.
Well, let us know what you think down in the comments. What?
You're taking it as such like a disrespect, dude.
No, I don't care. You got shitty takes. I'm just trying to close the video.
I swear to you, Hammer. There's
I'm trying
no
to close the
disrespect.
video.
The Packers prove me wrong.
It's
I'm fine with
fine.
that.
I got the Saints at 18 on my list. We're good. It's fine. Maybe. That's on a lucky day. It's fine. Okay, I'm trying to close the video.
All right.
All right. Well, make sure to comment whose list you agree with more. Teams we're missing from our top 10, teams that should not be in the top 10. And that's going to do it for this episode. Next Tuesday, receiver scouting report with Ned Stimson, breaking down his top 10 receivers in this upcoming draft. Excited to do that, get to talk to him. But with that being said, make sure to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at JanksRPod. And you can listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. And if you watch on YouTube, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see you guys on Tuesday. Have a good weekend.
Thank you for tuning in to the Jenks and the Hammer podcast. Remember to leave a review and follow all of our social media pages at Jenks Hammer Pod for more content. Until next time, who dat and go Pack Go!